Can you manifest more money through applying biblical principles? Well, you actually can, and that's exactly what I'm gonna be covering in today's video. Hey friend, welcome back to my channel. As you know, I am pretty obsessed with the concept of manifestation. I became a Christian pretty recently, and if you watched my previous video where I talked about how some Christians condemn manifestation as demonic, I want to prove them that it's not true, and that the Bible states that you can actually manifest always coming from God. And I've mentioned this before, but I tried many manifestation techniques. I probably manifested a couple of things in my life, but I did not see such fast results as when I started praying or manifesting with God or through God, whatever you want to call it. And today, specifically, we're going to talk about manifesting more money, wealth, and abundance according to the Bible. But before getting started, if you're new here, I am Juan, and on this channel, I talk about mindful entrepreneurship, personal development, spirituality, all things to help you grow as a person and as an entrepreneur. Now, I want to tell you a little bit of my story. When I first started my journey, I was chasing metrics. I was really stuck chasing numbers, followers, sales, metrics. All of these defined success for me, but something was always off. Something was missing. It wasn't until I found God and aligned my business with my faith that I truly and finally felt fulfilled. This journey had brought clarity, peace, and even financial blessings. So today I want to share 7 biblical principles that transformed my perspective and my relationship with money. By the way, as I've said before, this is by no means me trying to impose my religious beliefs on you. This channel is a safe space open for anyone from any culture, religion, or identity, and I'm just sharing my personal lessons throughout my journey. So let's get started with principle 1, the true source. And this is something that completely transformed my relationship with money. You know how modern manifestation or New Agers talk about how the universe is the source of all abundance? Well, here's what shifted everything for me. Deuteronomy 8:18 tells us that it's God who gives us the power to create wealth. Think about this. When I was focusing on the universe as the source of abundance, I felt this constant pressure to get everything right and to control the outcome. And if you watch my previous videos, you know that you need to release control and trust. This has been proven both scientifically and spiritually. So when I finally understood that God is my source, is the creator of the universe, it brought incredible peace. Because I could finally trust something bigger than myself, something bigger than the universe. And this was the creator itself. And it helped me release that need of control. Second principle is faith and visualization. Again, I've talked about this in previous videos, where I'm also sharing how manifesting works scientifically and spiritually. So I'm linking the video up there in case you want to go watch it after you finish watching this video. So this gets really interesting here. Modern manifestation talks about visualization, right? And I've done this multiple times. I think visualization is a very powerful tool, but the Bible actually spoke about this concept thousands of years ago. Hebrews 11:1 says, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So I have found out that when I combine visualization, which I've been doing for a very long time, with faith, it becomes so much more powerful. So instead of just imagining money coming to me, I visualize being a good steward of God's resources. It's like now I have a divine partnership. God provides the resources and we manage them wisely. Principle number 3 is gratitude with purpose. You know that I always talk about celebrating small wins, right? Well, the Bible takes this to a whole new level. 1 Thessalonians 5:18 tells us to give thanks in all circumstances. But here is the key difference. Biblical gratitude isn't about attracting more stuff. It's about recognizing God's faithfulness. When I started practicing gratitude from this perspective, something amazing happened. Instead of just being thankful for what I could get, I became grateful for what I could give. And this completely shifted my relationship with money. Because now, the money that I earn, I just don't want it for me. I actually want to give back more than ever. which takes me to principle number 4, the right motives. And this is probably one of the most important principles I've learned, not only through the Bible, but throughout my journey. James 4:3 talks about asking with the right motives. This is not about what we want, but why we want it. In my business journey, I've had to constantly check my motives. And if I'm completely honest with you, there was a time in around the second year of my business where I completely lost focus inside of my purpose. I actually didn't have a clear purpose back then, but I was too focused on sales and metrics and making money and chasing success. And that was when everything went down the drain. So you need to ask yourself, am I pursuing this opportunity just for success, fame, and money? Or am I genuinely seeking to serve and provide value? When your motives align with God's purpose, that's when true abundance flows. Principle number 5, inspired action. And this is where manifestation and biblical principles really come together. The Bible says in Proverbs 10:4 that diligent hands bring wealth. And this reminds me so much of what we talk about in mindful entrepreneurship or purpose-driven entrepreneurship, all about taking aligned action. I've learned the hard way that it's not all about hustle or burning yourself out. That's exactly why I pivoted my business and why I created the Awakened Entrepreneur movement, all about listening to God's guidance and taking inspired action, which is exactly why I pivoted my business. God told me to do so. Sometimes that means resting, sometimes that means pivoting, sometimes it means working, but it's always about staying in tune with divine timing. Principle number 6 is the power of giving. Here's something that might sound a little bit counterintuitive for you, but the more money that you want to attract, the more money that you have to give. Luke 6:38 says, "Give and it will be given to you." I've experienced this personally in my life and business. In fact, I've set this goal of donating every single month. And I have to admit that I haven't been really consistent with it, but the times that I have actually donated, I have received that tenfold. When I focus on giving value, helping others, and being generous, abundance naturally flows. And it's like what we discussed in past videos. Success isn't about what you get, it's about the impact that you create on other people's lives. And principle number 7, divine timing. I've talked about this in entrepreneurship. It's all about setting boundaries and not rushing things, right? Well, Ecclesiastes 3:1 tells us that there's a season for everything. And this has been such a comfort in my entrepreneurial journey. Again, it helps me let go of that need of having to control every possible outcome. And instead of forcing things to happen on my timeline, I've learned to trust in God's divine timing. Sometimes what might look as a delay is actually a divine protection or preparation for what's to come. So we did it, friend. As you can see, manifesting more money doesn't have to conflict with biblical principles. It's been written there since thousands of years. What I do believe now is that if you want to manifest, you cannot put yourself as the center, as the source or the power, because the power comes from God. And you can work with Him in order to manifest your desires, always when your desires are in alignment with His will. Because sometimes our own desires are not the best, right? We have to admit that. We're humans and we make mistakes, and we need to acknowledge that. As you learn today, manifesting, it's about finding that sweet spot between taking inspired action and trusting in God's provision. It's about being ambitious while staying aligned with your values. If this video resonated with you, give your thumbs up. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, because I share weekly videos on personal development, spirituality, mindset, business growth, everything to help you in your life and entrepreneurial journey. And before going, let me know which of these principles resonated with you the most. I read and respond to every single comment, and your likes and comments will help my video be pushed in the algorithm so that I can reach more people. Until next time, and remember that you can build a successful business staying true to your faith and values. Until next week.